Hello my lovelies, Robbie here at Kickbackgarage. I have been a very terrible content creator this summer, but that's all about to change. So if you want to hear what I'm going to do in the garage in the next episodes, then grab yourself a coffee and I'll see you after the intro. Haven't we had a very terrible summer? I think the whole of Northern Europe has experienced the sort of summer that we've had. What's it been like? Rain, lots of rain, actually quite chilly. So after the rally in Gjøvik, I haven't actually used any of my scooters. That's about 6 weeks ago, which is... sounds terrible, but I've been doing other stuff. I actually haven't been riding motorbikes in general. I have been messing around with my push bikes. I've got a big race coming up next weekend. And I've been hiking in the mountains with my wife. And I have been doing stuff with my grandchild, which has been really good fun. But I got to kick up the backside. Some chap phoned me up from Bergen this week, actually, and he has some electrical issues with his scooter. He's got a few issues really with his scooter, and I want to talk a little bit about that when it comes, which should be through the door very soon. Hopefully, he's hoping that I can sort this out really quick. I have already bought the parts. Let's do a little bit of wobbly cam. You can see that is from a scooter centre there. It says, "No honey, this is for a friend." And actually, it is sort of loosely for a friend. I don't actually know the guy. I never met him. So in Norway, we've got this thing called, what's it called? Fraktekrigen Norge, which is like a freight page on Facebook. And if you've got something you want to move around the country, because Bergen is about 9 hours from where I live, and that's a long journey just to come up and down and pick up the scooter. So I'm gonna get the scooter delivered by some guy, a really nice chap. I'll talk to him on the phone within about an hour or so, and he really wants that scooter back as quick as possible. But first, what I wanted to talk about was what I have done with my scooter, because I've actually done a little bit of work as soon as I came back from the rally. Turid, when I came to the rally, up to the rally, what I noticed was on the hills on the way up to Gjøvik, they're really, really long and quite steep. The two RT195s, they were actually getting away from me. And I didn't quite realise what it was. Now, I have done 28,000 kilometres on the cylinder. I think that's excellent, really excellent. That is definitely in need of a new Nika seal and a new piston, but we'll do that in the winter. Actually, what I was thinking about doing was, I've talked to Scott from Cobweb Garage. Flying the flag for Cobweb Garage today. Actually, do you watch the other channels? The old, what's it called? Nobby, damn, what's his channel called? Anyway, there's 3 channels that I'm watching at the moment, and I'm really, really enjoying them. It's obviously Cobweb. He's messing around with a scooter with some air ride systems. It's been quite ingenious there, quite clever. Really enjoying that stuff. It's going to be really interesting to see how that scooter turns out. I'm really enjoying the stuff from Russ & Co., Dom and Russ at Shetune. They're really a really good laugh. I really enjoy their videos. And we've got Nobby, who has that restoration or barn find. If you search, I'm going to put all the links in the description to these channels anyway. But that's what I've been doing in the evenings. I've been watching other scooter channels, which makes a nice change. Anyway, I digress. Thing is, my scooter. It was going really, really slow. Not really, really slow. It didn't feel like the clutch was slipping. Basically, I was like getting up to about 4, 5, 6,000 revs, and it just wasn't delivering the same sort of power that it used to. But when I got up in the morning, I was going to go to the shops at Jørvik. Then I had a massive clutch slip when the oil was cold. So what I found out was I really need to change the plates. Strange thing is, the LTH clutch is those plates are pretty much indestructible. But what I found was when I came all the way home as well. I had no problems. As long as I kept it under 5,000 revs, then I can keep up with the boys. That was sort of limping along in some of the hills, and it was slightly embarrassing speeds. But I got home and it was good. I'm really pleased about that. What I found was when I opened the side case and I measured the springs, what I found was the springs were actually compressed. Now, this LTH clutch I bought from Chisel Speed, and it's ages ago. It's when I had the SS 240. 3, 4, I think I bought it about 5 or 6 years ago from Chisel Speed, the LTH clutch. It's been running fine. What I think I'd do is, if you have got an LTH clutch, then yes, they are fit and forget, but when you change the plates, change the springs too. That's my bit of advice. And lasted about 4 years. So when I took out the springs, I measured the springs, and they were actually 4mm more compressed than the extra set that I had here. So my advice there is, when you buy new plates, then buy new springs. I did notice as well that a couple of the plates were quite worn, and that is because the springs haven't been letting up as good, and it's all been rubbing and stuff. And yeah, so it's a couple of the plates have been moving a little bit excessively. So that's probably why it didn't feel like clutch slip. So what I was gonna do today in this video actually was take out my scooter and see, now that I've changed the springs and the plates, I was going to take it out for a ride, and I was going to see if that's all holding fine together, and I've got my power back. But when I was going to take it off the stand, I noticed this. This is what I noticed. It's on the left-hand side of the bracket, my rack. This is a very, very expensive rack, by the way. I bought this. I didn't actually buy this. I got this from Odin as payment for building that SST engine, if I remember rightly. I've been really pleased with it. I like the style, the fact that I can take my spare wheel. I've got loads of other gubbins on there. It's good, but the welds are giving away, as you can see, giving away on this side of the bracket. So I actually have to do a little bit of welding on the scooter that's coming. And what I thought I'd do is just put this to the side, take off my spare wheel and my bags and stuff, and I'm going to have to tape this up, put some sort of protection on here, because I really can't be arsed screwing it all off the scooter, and I have to tack it down again. Yeah, see how that goes. But I do, like I said, I do have to weld when the other scooter comes. So what I'm going to do now, while you are having your coffee, is you can see the garage is a bit of a mess. Actually, it's more of a mess now when I'm not working here than it is when I'm working here. So I've still got that crappy petrol tank on the bench there. So I'm really going to have a bit of a tidy up, move this, move that, and we have to go and have a look at the scooter as soon as it comes. The scooter has arrived. First impressions, actually looks clean. It looks pretty nice, I reckon. Yeah, the paintwork is nice. There's some crackling on the top here. I'm not sure what they've done there. They probably, yeah, not my problem. It's got this cute looking, looks like a Craven scoot boot. Wonder if that's original. That's pretty cool, that is. It could have taken it off before he delivered it though. Yeah, so the plan of attack with this thing is quite a lot actually. Also looks like it's got original Falbo or something or other. Footboard extensions, which does make it a bit of a pain because I have to take these off. Let's hope everything comes apart okay. Now, this is a great example of how not to do it. And no disrespect for the owner or whoever built this engine or scooter. The thing is, it has a Casa He's put a 12-volt ignition on this. It is a what is it? I'm heading for Casatronic. This the cable's really manky, so the plan of attack here is I have to take out the petrol tank. I have to at least drop the engine down. I need to change the cables. I've got bought new cables for it. The big issue with this is it has a Casatronic ignition, and that went tits up. And the annoying thing is, I've seen quite a few of those. We'll have to take off the flywheel and have a look what's gone wrong with that. But yeah, it's they had a tendency, the magnets loosened. Verytronic as well. The magnets loosened in the flywheel. I've had 3 of them that's happened with, and then it kills the starter. So the nice thing is it looks nice and clean here. I'm going to fit the BGM vape instead of the Casatronic. It's running Imola. But a few things that I don't really like about this scooter is it's got a tuned engine. They have kept the original smooth side case with a weak kickshaft ramp, which is not really a good idea. What else have they done? They have not changed the lay shaft. Not a good idea. I mean, if you want more power, then what would I do? If you want more power, then I think I'd rather go, if it's a money issue, rather go for something like a Scootopia or a Casa cylinder, which is slightly cheaper, and change that lay shaft, because yeah, they're just so dangerous. Not having the lay shaft changed out. The original lay shafts, over 60 years old now. I've seen too many accidents with those. Another thing I'm not too keen on, tuned engine. It's got the small silent block, so this probably vibrates like a mofo. We'll see. I'll give it a try. It doesn't want me to do anything with the engine, which does save me a little bit of time. But I want to get this in and out of the garage within the space of a week or 2 max. And what else? I see he's been messing around with the electrics here, trying to get this to work. I don't think it's got spark or anything. Another thing that he hasn't done, and I think that's really stupid, it has the LI small tape crankshaft. And when you tune a scooter, it's changed it to there's a new Mazzucchelli crankshaft in here, but when you change that out and you're going to change the electronic ignition, it's really a smart idea to go over to the fatter taper GPDL while you're doing it. But if you don't know, you don't know. That's the thing. One really dangerous thing about this scooter is the fact that it's still running the original weak type front backplate on the front brake. So yeah, if this was my scooter, I would be changing the lay shaft, the crankshaft, the backplate, the silent blocks. But he doesn't want me to touch that because there's a bigger issue at hand, and money is an issue. The strut for the engine that holds the engine, that is cracked. So we need to die grind that, get it all loosened off, get the engine down. It needs to be welded and a strengthening bracket on that as well. So let me crack on with this, strip it, and I'll turn the camera back on in a little bit. So I'll give you a little bit of an update on the rebuild here. Day 2. What have I done? I've done so much. I've been really cooking on gas here, and everything's gone really quite well. I have had off the grip here. I have welded that, so it's nice and tight. Not too tight, obviously. Same with the throttle. Nice. I have overhauled the front brake drum. Nice thing about this is it is actually the new type generation hub. So this is safe one, so that's good. And new cables, new wiring loom. I have fit the BGM vape. That all went together quite well. I had a look at the carb, It's been jetted really strangely. Main jet was 100, which is terrible. This is an Imola, by the way, with a Clubman. So I had a look at the carb, I put in 125. Pilot was 55. The 55 that was in there looked really manky, so just to see if I could start it, I put a 53 in there, should work. Autonomizer was an AV262, which is, again, really weak. I mean, this is a mini TS1, so don't like that. So I went up to an AV266. The needle was X2, I've kept that. Second clip from top. It wasn't, it was on the, what was it on? It was on the highest clip, which is the weakest. So I don't know what's happening here. Someone's been messing around with something they shouldn't be. Float valve is a 200. That is a no-no. It does not have a quick action fuel tap. Is that a name? Is it? No. Yeah, fast flow fuel tap doesn't have one. Float valve is a 200. I think 3 or 350, much better. Slide is a 40. I used to prefer reed valve motors to have the 45 slide. They work a little bit better, I think. But non-reed, then I definitely have a 40. But it should be able to start this now. All the cables and everything are as they are. Right, let's see. Oh, yeah, one thing. I've probably not got lights because this has, for some odd reason, it has a Series 1 type light switch, the one with just one connector. And I now fit the simplified wiring loom from BGM. I haven't got the wire there, so before I ship, if this works out and everything goes fine, yeah, that means that I can, he can fit that himself. That's not a big deal. And by the way, the vape is static. I choose static these days, especially when you've got like a Clubman. Let's just have to get this off the brick. Right, even though I have not touched this engine, I have got some anticipations. I hope it works. It's been, apparently it's really hard to start. Oh shit! Oh! First kick, that's odd. Right, well, first off, I have to say that the kick is probably one of the lightest scooters I've ever kicked over. It was, it's a bit sloppy, and I see that the kickstart itself isn't, it's stopping on the stop in the engine and not on the bump stop there, so that's maybe needs some sorting out. But, and although it did start first kick, it's not smelling that good. I have to try and start this up again. It just felt a little bit grumpy. And I'm actually suspecting maybe a drive side oil seal on this. Really needs to sort out that. I'd hate that. It's actually quite a nice scooter. Shame about the wobbly stand. Right, let me line you up here. I'll have a look. You'll be able to see if it's. I haven't got the chalk on. Let me have a look. And it's definitely not sticking. I can see it. Yeah, it's making solid. Chalk's not on. It smelled a bit funny, and the smoke is white. Oh. I have to say, it smells awful. That's a drive side oil seal, sir. Oh dear. Luckily I haven't done anything with the engine, but unless he has filled it with diesel, I know there's some famous people out there who fill their scooters with diesel, it smells terrible. It is definitely a drive side oil seal. I'll tell you how the outcome is after I've phoned the owner up. he's not going to be a happy chappy. Have a guess at what the owner said. The engine is now out of the scooter again. And what he said was, what did the owner say? He said something in the line of the cylinder is fine. So he just changed the drive side oil seal and it should be good to go. That's not quite how it ends up. I need to show you this. So I've taken the engine completely apart. I've got some anomalies here, and I'm really not looking forward to phone up the owner, because this is going to be expensive. I talked to the owner, and he said that it was a motorbike garage that built this for him, and there wasn't any sealant anywhere, and they've done the biggest cardinal sin ever. So if this was like last year, I'd actually say to the owner that if he paid good money for them to fix this, then they should really give him some money back. Right, first off, this could be the owner's fault. Clutch plate completely delaminated. You see that? There you go. So yeah, that's interesting. And I think he's been using like hypoid, and that'll do him. It smells like cat piss. You know what I mean? It's not mineral oil, that's for sure. So I took those out and I thought, yep, okay. Then he needs new clutch plates. BGM. They make a nice kit that I've been fitting the last 6 months or so. With those Honda CR80 type plates that fit in a normal standard clutch basket with uprated springs, and they work quite well. Not quite well, they work really well. Probably not sure what they would do on an Imola, but on a RT at least, they work really nice. The crankshaft, it's really strange. I mean, has he been using two-stroke oil? It's rust. There is rust here. It has stood for a year, apparently, while they was going to try and get the electrics fixed. But it shouldn't be rusty. Look at that. Apparently that was fit last year. I don't know what's going on here. I wonder if he's actually used it. And you can see it as well. Rust on the rod as well. Just doesn't... I think maybe it's like completely... There isn't any oil here. Strange. Wonder what oil he's using. I'm going to ask him about that as well. And one thing I find a little bit odd. These are normally quite... The tolerances are normally less than this. It almost seems like the webs have moved apart from each other. And if you look here as well, the pin is actually... Can you see that? The pin is really, really recessed down there. I have no idea what's been happening there. Really strange. Normally they flush, and normally you've got the two shims in there, and there's normally very little movement. But it's full of swarf in there, and I'll show you why. So the big thing that the idiot who built this did last is, and how the owner didn't notice this is beyond me, but I think it was like a mixture of mechanical, electrical, all sorts of issues. But it was about time it came to me. The idiot that's built him obviously lost the round circlips. I'm pretty sure, looking at the grooves on the piston, the round circlips are supposed to be fitted. They are not interchangeable with these loose, like Sega type clips. And I'll show you why. This is the only one I found, by the way. One of them. And it was really, really loose in the piston, so I could just poke it out with my finger. And this is where on this side we was missing it. That's such a shame. It's bust the edge of the piston here. It's gone straight up here. The rings are completely stuck inside. It's got a big chunk out the side here, and it's been rattling around up and down up here, And the worst bit is the barrel. I'll show you the head first. Same, pop, 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 as you expect. That piston has been popping up and down with what's left of that one circlip. Such a shame, really. I was actually quite looking forward to trying an Imola. I think what I'm going to suggest to the owner is, because he says himself they just potters around. He had a 175 kit, an Indian one, and it's not had much success with this. I'm really suggesting the way to make this as cheap as possible is by building an RT, I think, because then he can use at least the clutch basket and some other stuff as well. So he doesn't have to operate everything. And he has a clubman, so that'll suit it perfectly. But stop babbling. I have to have a look at this. Oh boy, let me angle it down to the ground. Ooh, that's strong. So it's going to be hard to see, but I've got this light in mind. Look at this depth of that gauge. Look at that. That, mate, is totally well and truly shagged. Probably could get it rebored, relined. I don't think the owner really wants to do that. It'd be a lot cheaper for him. And the funny thing is, I asked him, why did you choose a reed valve kit? And he said, what's a reed? So he obviously doesn't know what he's got here. And it's like mini TS1. The port layout looks really nice, quite wicked. But this is toast, really. Yes, that is the end of the video, I think. What I'll do is I'll keep you up to date with what we're doing, what's happening with that. I've got some videos coming. I just haven't had time to. I haven't actually had time to film them. I've been super busy. I bought the new Moto Gadget. No, what's it called? Moto Pro. The GPS. The one that I had before I was really happy with. Bought a new one, so that's something I'm going to test. I've fit a new Petcock fuel tap on my BGM long range fuel tank, the one with the gauge for the fuel. So we'll see if that works out. And yeah, loads of other stuff. Anyway, I'll stop babbling, and I will love you and leave you. This has been a really long video, but I hope you found it interesting. Don't forget, if you want to support the channel, you can do the old coffee buy-in. You can give me a super thanks, all sorts of stuff. But the most importantly, do the old subscribe. If you're a regular watcher, subscribe to the video, press the bell so that you get all my videos up, and give me a thumbs up, of course. And I will see you all in the next one. Tally-ho, tally-ho. Messing around with these cameras, batteries going flat.
Markerte det med regn. Alle sprang i lag og ville komme under tak. Ingen av oss merket at du hadde falt ifra. Hvorfor valgte du å dra? Hvem i faen kunne se den komme? Da høsten tok over, sa vi hadde bra til oss.